Now I'll unmute. And that wasn't working too well. I have no idea what happened there. The YouTube I was using, or the video that I was using, was certainly lagging, doing its buffering. So I have no idea why it was doing that. I can only just go with what was happening. And I'm going to get out of the other pages that I'm in. Oh, well, I've only got the two tabs open. It is this that I'm streaming from, and the My Time one. I do have this. Good morning, Karen. I do have this cross-posting to mytimetv.live and my Hypnosis Plus with Roz. And there's one of those things that I'd forgotten to put there too. And the other thing that I hadn't put there too. Please do share it around with people that you know that might be wanting to benefit from having these daily guidances with the Lenormand cards. And that was my booking website. Hi, Kathy. How are you? Oh, look, it is a good morning. I'm determined it's going to be a good morning, even though that start was a bit wonky, a bit interesting. Good morning, Nikki. It's always lovely to be here and see everyone. I love the interaction. Ruth and Tonya, hi, and how are you? You're over on the mytimetv.live page, which is good. I just can't bring your comments up like I have with the other girls. I haven't been able to figure out, doing an unscheduled, how to put my link into the top of the post like I have been, so you can just click that and be back at my Ros Boundy page. So that's where you need to be if you want your comments seen. And I do have a YouTube channel. It's got going live to the YouTube channel as well. So I think that's great that you're good. Look, sometimes it's even okay if you're not feeling, like everything's good. Life is full of those experiences that are up and down, and that's why I love doing this guidance, because it actually just allows and gives ourselves permission really to be in that flow of what is the ups and downs. We do have the peaks and valleys of life, and that's part of what the experience is in strengthening us towards being that best person that we can be. Like I sort of summarise at the end of me dailies, saying it at the front for once. Interesting, isn't it? Almost seems about, I won't say that term. Opposites. Okay, we're going to the reading. Just so that everyone knows, even those in the mytimetv.live page, I know there is the expectation that there is the card pulls for individual readings. It's not for this particular session. This daily reading is for the group energies of what the cards are in this spread. The 10:30 is when Leanne and I get together for a Tuesday's intuitive chat where that happens. So here we are with the Gilded Reverie Lenormand deck, the expanded edition. This is the one that I use daily. This is what we read right now. So we've got the energy in the home space. No, got it wrong again. Workspace first. It's the workspace first in the position 1 there. Position 2 here is the home space. We've got position 3 up here being the unexpected card. And we've got the position 4 is your role down here. And right in the center, we've got our outcome. Hi, Marianne. See that you've popped in to watch on the My Time page, which is great. I found this interesting as I'm sitting here and looking at the actual layout in full, because I do see it in full, obviously, where you're seeing part of it from how that camera there is actually showing it. I was intrigued with how I felt as I looked at this with the two sitting there, as far as the younger woman and the older man. It just felt like, there's a part. It almost felt like a parting of ways or ideas or energies. There's just that, no, I'm not talking to you today type of a feeling around this. So I'm feeling it. That was my first reaction of it. And I thought, look, there are moments where we do need to be spending our own time in our own space. And the fact that we've got the younger woman in this workspace, it feels like there is, and that it's looking out and away. It feels like it's reflection time. It's let's look back at what's occurred to be, it's almost like an analysis. And because it is in that workspace, that's what I'm feeling, that it's along that line of, oh, I think I do really need to work this out. And seeing it, it's that retrospective feeling about it. The fact that there is, there's the rose in the hand, and it does look almost gentle, like as in soft, in that, in a way, nurturing. So I don't think it's a harsh look at what has been to coming up to, what the present moment is. It's really looking back and seeing now what actually, and it feels like what worked. So I'm thinking that's probably what we're needing to do in our workspace today. So feel into that as you're looking at that card, and what your gut reaction is in the workspace with this. Because it's what I felt when I then looked over at the home space, and it's the older man, and it's because in my situation I'm younger than my partner, so it almost felt like allow space. There is probably going to be a little bit of it feels like in our own space, and spending time with that inner reflection, going inward and just contemplating. Now, this could be just the masculine energy that we experience within ourselves, or it could be a man that is in our environment, in how we have our home space as well, the people that we live with, even friends, relatives, that type of a thing. So it almost feels like, look, you probably do need to listen to that inner male, masculine, that sort of energy. And it feels like, moving forward to it, but we're sometimes reluctant to do that because, for myself, oh, hi, Margaret Lee. I see that you're over on the My Time TV space too. The individual readings are not for this particular session. If you want to pop back in around the 10:30, Leanne and I are going to be doing our Tuesday's intuitive chat later. There's a couple of hours and a half away yet. But it is the time where we do pick individual readings for that, the quick questions. So with this one, we've got the male energy in our home space that's actually feeling like it feels really quite strong as far as that basis of solid foundation in the home, but needing to actually, it's almost like thinking through what the direction is coming up. And I think that's partly because with our restrictions of the COVID-19 or the coronavirus restrictions we've been under, that we are starting to actually get out and about again. And, there's things that we are wanting to do, deciding to do, and it needs a bit of decision and choices and that type of thing. And it comes back to actually, I suppose, communicating and negotiating what is going to be that move forward for us as a family even, or a partnership. So, if it's just a couple that's moving forward out of the home after restrictions or whatever, it just feels that it's needing that, move it together, but you do need to contemplate in that simple single environment first. And I'm thinking simple because it's that going within, which is a simple process, but for some it's not. So see how you go with that. What we're getting as that unexpected is the rider. The rider is messages coming in, or a visitor or somebody, it's that. And I love the fact that it's riding on the rainbow, because it really does bring all the colours of the rainbow. It brings all the possibilities in, and the different ways that a visitor or a message can colour our lives. So have that awareness that that's what's going to be the unexpected through your day. A really good beneficial message for you. And that could even be just in these cards. So we've got down here in our role is the magnifying glass. So we're going to be looking in even more deeper. And I think that with the aspect of these two here being in those positions and in that aspect of how they are, almost back to back, it feels like we need to be looking, it is that our role, looking a little deeper at what is it that's that thought pattern and this thought pattern, and to the emotions as well surrounding that. I think that's where it probably is today going to be a little more introspective in our lives. So that's my feeling. And we have right in the centre, we've got the time pieces again. So it's time. I know that even from the summary that I did Sunday night, that there was the evidence, as we looked at the 7 days previous, that the time had come into it quite a lot, like as in it was 3 times in that last week that we had time show up. And here again, we've got time showing up. So I think it actually is quite an important part of what our trending, the progression is for this month, probably even this year. I suppose it's the feeling too that as the outcome, we are more conscious of time. What are we doing with our time? Because we've been given that bit of extra, I suppose, space and time with the restrictions to being enclosed. No, it's not. In those less movement out, so that we're actually finding time to do those little bit of soul-searching, self-searching, what's interesting us, hopefully not what's wasting our time, but using it wisely. And that's what I'm feeling with the time coming up in our spreads, is everything does happen in its perfect time, and we are going to have the time we need in whatever we do throughout our day, because the outcome is the time is right. It is right. So I'm feeling that quite strongly. Even with these two, it's not looking like it's a fight. It's just looking like there is that space being allowed, given permission for each other to actually have those moments where we are looking at what we need to for ourselves, and not having to have, the connection, communication as deeply with each other. But first, the process goes within, so that we then understand more of what we are, who we are, what we're wanting, what we see ourselves needing, to then do that communication. That's just sort of what it feels like for me. So I'm hoping that that actually means something for you in your day, what your situations are around you in your lives. Oh, hi, Ali. Just saw that you've popped over at the mytimetv.live too. Being in our each individual lives, it can be something like doing a jigsaw puzzle when we're actually living our day-to-day lives, because we do actually mesh in with so many other people and personalities, characters, whatever name you want to give to it. We don't live in absolute isolation. Even if we think we do, we don't, because being in the energy form that we are actually in, we are a humanity, and those thoughts that we put out are meshing in with others in synchronicity is what I'm thinking. And that's why we are attracted to particular people, groups of people, interests, and that, because it really is all part of that, the wholeness of what the source energy is, by whatever name you call that, whether it is God, Allah, whatever. They're only labels we use as language. So have that inner beautiful glow within yourselves of understanding as you're spending time with the cards, contemplating those and getting the guidance that you need from them, where your focus goes to whichever card, and receiving the messages. Be open to it all. Okay, hi, Chris. Oh, Kirsten, you're over on the mytimetv.live show page as well. It's wonderful seeing you all here. Thank you for being here. I really do try to keep these at the 15 minutes. Tomorrow mornings, I hope, will be a better start. I actually did do the clearing the cache and restarting the computer and everything, so I had just the 2 tabs open. And still, the streaming wasn't perfect, but we have wonderful technology to be able to do this even. So I'm thankful and grateful I can be here sharing it with you. So continue being the best person that you can be throughout your day, and it'd be wonderful to see you tomorrow morning, even at the 8 o'clock, roughly. I try to be on time, and being the best person that you can be. I've already said that, haven't I? Did I? Anyway, doesn't matter. Tomorrow I will be here, all things being equal. And for those who have time throughout the day, at 10:30 Adelaide time is when Leanne Winston, Psychic Medium, and I get together for a Tuesday's intuitive chat. And that is the one where we do have the individual card pulls and that. So thank you for being here again and wishing everyone a great day. Thank you for that, Nikki. I do. Wonderful. And a namaste. And one day I will write that saying up because it is the spirit me recognises a spirit in you as a roughly. So blessings to everyone. And bye for now.